Hello again, Gwent fans. Welcome back to another game of real Gwent with myself, Matthew, and my friend Gareth. So we're following on from the previous game where we lowered the deck strength to 100. This meant that you had to be more choosy with the cards that you wanted to put in your deck because you had a certain, a more stringent limit, which was good. I liked the game before, and I think this game is also pretty good. So our decks are pretty much the same, except I've changed my leader ability out. So instead of having Eredin, Commander of the Red Riders, which is what I chose last game, be able to play a weather effect from my deck, which can be pretty good if you build your sort of deck around that. You know, maybe one clear weather. If you get it in your starting hand, make sure you try and get rid of it. Stuff like that. But that's very defensive play, and it relies on the opponent playing into what you expect them to play into. Now, if they're a monster deck, which he's not, then you could probably guarantee, if it's monster versus monster, you can probably guarantee there's going to be some melee units, so a Bite and Froth would work in that case. Well, anyway, I've changed it out now to what I consider the best leader ability for monster decks, which is Eredin, Destroyer of Worlds. This allows you to restore a card from your discard pile into your hand, and then later on play it from your hand to the game. So it's really good at like stealing spies that have been used against you. And the main thing that makes this one so good, in my opinion the best, is that it takes 2 turns. It's the same with the Nilfgaard one. Because it takes 2 turns and card advantage is so good, it just becomes the best one of choice. Obviously a close second would be Eredin, King of the Wild Hunt, which allows you to double the strength of all your close combat units. So that's the only change. I've gone to a more flexible leader ability with pulling a card out of my discard pile, which can, you know, be used at any point. Whereas Commander of the Red Riders with the weather effect is relying on the opponent, in my opinion. Okay, so starting with a spy, I can use my leader ability to get that out later in the game, which is always good. You have to be careful with spies. I actually thought, after I put this down, we play the same rules as chess. If you put the card down, that's it. But if you put it down but don't take your fingers off it, then you can still pick it back up. Obviously, then the opponent sees it though. But that was probably a bad choice for me, because as a monster player, I should have probably saved that till the later games after I put down my muster ability, so I was less likely to get duplicate cards in that using that spy. Fortunately, it worked out quite well. I got 2 cards which weren't duplicates. Okay, nice bond ability to start. Now again, he could be placing that down to fool me, or he could be placing it down in preparation to get bonded ability ready to win the first round. Okay, nice Earth Elemental there. They're probably like the strongest non-hero cards you can have, I think. 6 strength. And monsters don't really have many siege units, so the reason I take that is because it's on the siege, and if a Bite and Frost comes into play, I've still got something which is useful. Now, as a monster player playing against Northern rounds, if they win a round, they get a card. I want to try and stop that from happening. Sometimes it's unfortunate. It's very difficult to win 2 rounds in a row. But he's got doubled there, so they both 8 strengths now. If he puts another one down, they get added another 4, so they're all 12. Oh yeah, he's fixed my spy's position. It's not a problem. So it's my turn. I have a 12 strength minion on the board. Now, a very strange play there. But obviously I know I've got a clear weather. It's hopefully to encourage him to pass, which I want him to do. So a very odd play, but I had in mind that I could scorch those 2 because I was only on 1 and I have a clear weather if I need it. So now he's passed. That was quite a devastating scorch in my opinion, and pretty much wiped the board. Now I've got a choice of clear weathering to win or another scorch to win. So out of the two, I think clear weather is more valuable to me as a monster player. You know, obviously bite and frost is the worst thing that can happen to me. So a scorch is what I go for the initial round. Utilising my monster deck ability to keep my Earth Elemental on, which is the best thing that could have happened. I get a nice 6 strength. So I really like that play that I made there. I was really happy with it. I had a smug face for the rest of the game really. But by not playing the Neckers, not playing anything, he's at a disadvantage. I know that I've got 6 strength on the board. Usually the cards that people can play are normally 4, 5 and 6. So he really kind of has to put 2 cards on the board, I'm guessing. You know, maybe a weather effect and then another card, or a scorch and then another card. So really 2 cards is what he's going to have to play. And I'm guaranteed to keep that 6 strength minion for the 3rd round, rather than I might get like a Necker 2 strength. I'm guaranteed that one with my monster ability. So we did have to put 2 cards down. Now, during the game, or after the game, sorry, he did tell me that he had the choice of putting down those 2 6s or an 8. Now, he didn't put the 8 down because it was a bonded 8, and he has ability to bring that back. So expect a bonded siege unit coming out in the future. So he used 2 cards there. So that's another really good play, I feel, from my side. So as you see, I get to keep my 6 strength minion, which is really good. Get my Neckers down, so I actually go into a card disadvantage now because I had a duplicate one in my hand. Okay, there's the bonded catapult. So I assume he's got another one at this point. Usually he saves his best stuff till last. It's his kind of method. So I imagine that's why he didn't place it down earlier, because he has that and he wants it for this 3rd round. An excellent card. That is an excellent card, the Karen. I love that card. It's 8 strength, can't be nerfed. With weather effects, and it buffs everyone. So all those Neckers are now 3 strength, which is really good. There it is. Bonded catapults. I'm not sure how many of those are in the deck. I think it's only 2. I think it's like there's only a couple of things which bonded and are 3s. Poor fucking infantry, ghoul. No, not ghouls. Yeah, there's not many bonded things which have 3 sets. Okay, my vampires are coming out, so I'm pretty safe to scorch now. It's gonna. Oh, I was pretty scared safe anyway. It's gonna take my siege off. But vampires is always a good scorch deterrent. At least in the initial Witcher 3 game, where they're 4, 4, 4, and 5 strength. Because in the physical card game, they all got reduced down to 4, I believe. Okay, so he's doubled his back row, and he's got a huge strength advantage. Because they're 8, they got doubled to 16, and then they got doubled again to 32 apiece. So here we get to utilise my Eredin Destroyer of Worlds turn, so I think I'm going to go back into the card advantage here. I'm going to pull out the spy. You have to be careful with spy. I'm actually very worried at certain parts in this game, because if I place the spy and he decoys, that could be the game. So we've got to be very careful about that. So he's wasting some cards. He's got clear weather. Careful. So you want to be very careful about playing that. I might not ever play it. I haven't decided yet. So Dandelion, amazing. So I've boosted my strength up. Now how it works is the Karen adds 1 to all of their abilities first, and then the Commander's Horn takes effect. So effectively all the Neckers are now 3, doubled to 6. All the Vampires are generally 5, buffed to 10, and 6, buffed to 12. That's the order of operations in that case. Another clear weather. Okay, so he's only got 1 card left, but it could be a decoy or it could be a scourge. I've got a choice. I know I'm in the lead, but I could waste a clear weather and hope that he doesn't have a biting frost, and then I can play my decoy safely. Not my decoy, my spy safely. Or I could play the spy, and if it's a decoy on his side, that could lose me the game. So it was a very, very tough decision. We were sitting here for probably about 5 minutes. Now, you guys don't actually see it, but I do edit down these videos quite a bit. Okay, so I played the spy, and was it the right move? I've got 2 pretty good cards there, Ghoul and Arrakis. Very good cards, that's going to bump me up in strength. Don't put your hand near the spy, but he had a bite in frost, so it was totally the right move to not waste the clear weather at that point. And my Ghoul and Arrakis will just clearly take me over the top. So if you wonder, I'm not even going to bother placing them really, but if you're wondering what the strength was, it'd be 135. Yeah, take the gem off. So, a very good game. Now, to be honest, that game was actually very close. It's only by the card advantage, I think, that I won. It was very, very close. If I had to use that clear weather, or I used it the first round, which is kind of what I was going for at the time, then the Bite and Frost would have decimated me completely. So, even though I made some pretty good plays with the Scorch on the first round, and then the pass on the second round, which I'm really chuffed about, it still was a very close game. Now, against Northern Realms vs Monsters, I feel like it's slightly in Northern Realms' favour. It's quite even, but I think it's just slightly. The fact is, he didn't get many spies as well. He's got 4 spies available to him, and I think he only ever used 1. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.